Hi there, I'm Beth, and I'm one of 4 channels joining together this week for a fun Blythe Doll collaboration in the theme of The Princess and the Frog. Marna from Dolls Rescued, Jay of J Dolls UK, and Tammy of Peacecraft Dolls. They'll each be joining me today in creating a frog prince and a Blythe princess. Please do give all of their videos a watch today. They'll be linked in the description below, and we really appreciate all the support that you give by watching. This was Marna's brainchild, and she suggested we each have a ball-jointed frog 3D printed. The file was free and available from various sites. I will have links in the description to the file to download and also the instructions for assembly. Here's my frog freshly printed. You might notice he looks a bit different to the original, and this is because my husband Craig altered him a bit for me. He simplified the ball-jointed hands and feet and the articulated eyes too. I felt that a sleeker design would make him look a bit cuter and be easier to dress too. I'm so grateful that he was able to make these alterations. The prospect of stringing together all these separate parts was intimidating enough without separate finger joints in the picture. Before assembling him, I wanted to try something called hot glue suading in the joints. This involves spreading a thin layer of hot glue on the inside of the cup joints. It increases friction and improves posability. I found the process relatively painless and continued on to stringing together the parts with thick round elastic. First, the head, neck and torso parts are joined. Then the arms are joined on. His hands are push-fit into the wrists so they can be removed for dressing. Finally, the legs and feet. He's all together at last. Next, I took him to my airbrushing booth to spray with a darker green on his back areas, and then a beigey yellow for his stomach. I really think this helped give him more character, and after a little more dry brushing, highlighting his webbing, I started painting his eyes black. I opted for this look for the eyes simply because it reminds me of a frog-shaped money bank from my childhood. Once painted with a few layers, I can add glossy varnish to the eyes. He's ready to be dressed, and I've been sketching my plan here. I plan to give him a very smart-looking shirt, bow tie, and tuxedo jacket. He'll even have tails in the back. I've already put together his shirt. It's sleeveless and will fit over his chunky wrists. I can tuck back his collar and will affix his shirt with stitching in the front. I've made and attached his tie here. He's looking dapper already. Here I've drafted a pattern for his jacket. He has very unusual body proportions, so this took a bit of thought. Here's the front piece, and how the lower collar will fold outwards. And the sleeve too. It's tricky to see the detail, but this is his jacket all sewn up. It closes in front with a snap and a decorative button, and the back has 2 more buttons. I can turn down the collar and get his hands pushed back on and get some better detail shots of him. Isn't he adorable? I thought he looked right without any trousers. I think he needs his legs free for hopping around anyway. Putting him aside for now, let's meet the princess. Here's the Blythe I'll be using. She's a proper factory doll and has the original body type. I just adore her green hair, and I plan to keep on her lovely glasses and the boots I have her in too. She'll just need a new dress made for her, fit for a princess. I drew out another plan, this time in colour, for the princess dress. I think it has medieval vibes. I wanted to mix green with a neutral cream and touches of orange to complement the tone of her makeup too. I plan to layer up machine embroidery stitches and add finishing touches by hand. I keep all my Blythe patterns in this Polly Pocket book for now, so I rummaged through it to see if I had something to use as a starting point for this dress. I couldn't see anything quite right, so decided to make alterations to the raglan sleeve bodice pattern that you may have seen me working on before. I widened the neckline, added a puffed upper sleeve and a tighter lower sleeve too. I layered up green cotton and cream gauzy fabric for the body and used a different textured fabric for the upper sleeves. I carefully added lots of machine stitching in green and orange coloured thread. Then I chose to gather and stitch each piece by hand to bring the sections together. I added French knots and gold bead details by hand and then closed in the sides to get the bodice test fitted. It's looking good to me, so I go to draft up the skirt next. I decided on the waist length first, divided it into sections, then assigned a length to each section. This flared shaping should give me the layered drape I drew in my sketch. Yes, it looks like it will work. I've added the same type of decorative stitching and layered it over a green skirt that's all one longer length. Here's her finished princess dress. What do you think? Oh, she needed a crown too, so I've sewn this crown charm to a tiny hair clip. It'll attach to her hair nicely. I'm really pleased with the dress. This is the most decorative embroidery I've incorporated to a doll dress before, and I love how the colour scheme matches her so well. The drape of the skirt sits nicely and gives us a glimpse of the green skirt underneath. The back is simply fastened with a pair of snaps. I really enjoyed this collab. It's right in my comfort zone, and I always enjoy working with Marna, Jay and Tammy. Please be sure to check out all their videos. The links are in the description. I'd love to know what you thought of today's collaboration in the comments below. Thank you so much for watching, and thank you to my wonderful patrons too. Please join me again next week to see what I'm making. Until then, take care, and I'll see you again soon. Bye!